What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And you know what? This film, to me, The Sound of Freedom, this film is the story thus far in 2023. When you talk about Hollywood and you talk about everything that's going on in Hollywood, this is the story of 2023, in my opinion. Okay. And I'm not talking about the story of, the film itself rescuing hundreds of children from sex traffickers. I'm not talking about what the film is about. I'm talking about the story of this movie. All the nonsense that it's gone through, okay, being linked to all kind of nonsensical conspiracy theories and all of that crap, okay, but overcoming all of the negative press to basically bust out 90 milli in the box office. This is impressive, okay, because this film only cost $15 million to make, so it's already in the black. It's already doing great. It didn't really have that much marketing, They kind of cobbled this thing together at the last minute and threw it out, right? Disney was just going to keep this sucker under wraps. They weren't going to put it out there for public consumption. They were like, nah, we good. Okay, we're perfectly happy just to let this thing sit on the shelf and never get released. But then finally people were making a fuss about it. Come on, give it to us. We'll release it. So Disney let it get loose. Angel Studios comes out. They rush up a little quick marketing campaign. They pop this thing out there on July 4th. And let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the stupid, idiotic media that made a big deal about, oh, this is conspiracy theory left and right. If they didn't do that, I think this film wouldn't have done all of that it's done. But I'm so kind of glad that they did make this big, overproduced, it's a conspiracy. But I'm kind of glad that they made this big, huge production about it. Because more and more people say, well, shit, I got to go watch this film. They're saying that it's all kinds of weird conspiracies going on. Hey, it piqued a lot of people's interest. And a lot of people went out and watched this film. I know so many people, I've recommended this film a dozen times to all kinds of people. And I know so many people that said, you know what, I had no idea this thing was coming out. But D, I'm so glad you recommended this to me. And now I have recommended it to more people. I know a lot of cats that have already done the pay it forward piece, right? You know about the pay it forward thing, right? So if you actually go to the Angel Studio website, it'll pull up this information. You can request a free ticket. So, you can go and see this thing for free if you want to. They say, thanks to Angels and our network who have paid it forward, we have a limited number of free tickets available to see The Sound of Freedom in theaters. And you just got to kind of follow these instructions. You can get a free ticket. But that's what it's all about. Folks have paid it forward, which means they basically thrown into the pot, hey, I want to purchase a ticket for somebody who may not have the means to go and see this film because I think it's important to go watch this film. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant marketing, in my opinion. One of the best types of marketing things that you could do for a small independent film. If you believe in our film and you believe in what we've done here, hey, buy a ticket for somebody else, pay it forward so others can go check it out. And it seems to be working like a charm. Because you can see the way this thing has been performing. If you look here, the first week it did what it did, all right? But second week, look at this. The drops have not happened, okay? This thing has absolutely increased week over week, every single day since the first Tuesday, okay? The first Tuesday, it had a big drop, 73%. But then after that, just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's increased week over week. And then, of course, we know the news with the domestic weekend, it actually went up over the weekend, 38%. I mean, that is an amazing number. It's getting more theaters as it keeps crawling along, okay? So who knows? I mean, it's added 413 theaters from one weekend to the next. So who knows how many more people will have an opportunity to see this thing. I'm interested to see what happens when this thing hits the international market and how well this thing does. I'm absolutely blown away. And again, this to me is the biggest story of 2023 because along with this story, along with the great film that they made and the awareness that they're bringing to this terrible topic of sex trafficking, all right, we also have to look at all of the negativity that's coming out about this film. On Forbes, surprise hit Sound of Freedom moves up in the box office rankings, grossing $85 million despite controversy. And you're like, why is there controversy about this? This is the thing that absolutely pisses me off the most. Why is there controversy about this topic? This is absolutely stupid. Anybody that thinks that this is a controversial issue, it's controversial, yeah, because it's terrible and it's horrible and people should absolutely be jumping into the ring and trying to fight against stuff like this, all right? You're talking about children. As a father of four, I'm sitting here like, I love this. We need more of this. We need more awareness to topics like this. But everybody's trying to dismiss, oh, it's just a controversial conspiracy theory. That's what they're saying. Like, this article goes into it. Check this out. Yeah, here goes the chief criticisms for this film. The film has been criticized for the way it portrays child exploitation and because both Ballard and Jim Caviezel, who plays him in the film, have expressed openness to QAnon or other similar conspiracy theories in the past. Ballard previously appeared open to a debunked theory that furniture retailer Wayfair was selling children. Wow. Jeez, man, there's some crazy shit out there. Meanwhile, Caviezel has spoken at multiple QAnon events where he promoted the adrenochrome conspiracy theory, which claims child trafficking rings drain their victims' blood to harvest adrenochrome, a chemical some conspiracy theorists believe people in Hollywood inject to stay young. Look, I could care less, okay? I don't give a fuck if Jim Caviezel is a flat earther who thinks that the moon landing was a hoax, all right? And that lizard people run the government. Okay, is what he's talking about in this movie, did it happen? Okay, that's the only thing that matters. And here's the problem. When you start saying that this type of stuff is related to conspiracy theories, then the next thing you know, people aren't taking this crap seriously. People won't take the sex trafficking seriously because, oh yeah, this is just some kind of conspiracy theory. Oh, all this stuff in this movie, oh, it's put out there by people who believe in conspiracy theories. So none of this, just don't even pay attention to it. Just don't even listen to it. Don't even care about it. Don't even watch it. Okay? That's basically what they're doing. They're basically diminishing the actual real issue that this film is addressing because they want to relate it to some sort of conspiracy theory. And that's the kind of stuff that pisses me off. I could care less about somebody's personal beliefs. There's a lot of weirdos in Hollywood that believe a lot of weird stuff. So what? You don't go and bring that up every single time they drop a movie, do you? Of course not. Especially when their beliefs align with your beliefs. Then you don't even bother to bring it up. You see what I'm saying? But see, this is fine. Because guess what? All of this did nothing but bring more attention to the movie. The negative attention got people out of their houses, got them into the theaters, you know, paying it forward or buying their own ticket or whatever the case may be. They got to the theater and they saw this, and this film is doing phenomenal. This film is doing great, and it's getting all the attention that it needs in order to bring to light a very serious topic. So good. I'm glad that they poured all of this hate and ridicule on it in a way because it brought additional eyes on this film. And the more attention that you get to a topic like sex trafficking, the better. Now people are aware. Look, they used actual real footage. So all of these cats say, oh, it's just conspiracies. Look at all this conspiracy theories that these guys are talking about. You know, it had nothing to do with that. None of this stuff that they're talking about ever came up in the film. None of this stuff is even a part of the film. It's strictly about the mission that they went on to bring some kids home. And I mean, it's just so amazing that you have people that are actually criticize something like that. Actually criticize people who are absolutely doing good work around the world. These cats couldn't be bothered to get off of their asses and do anything. Go down and, you know, volunteer at a homeless shelter. They wouldn't even do that in their own city. But they're going to sit up here and criticize people who are actually handling something as massive as sex trafficking. I mean, good God almighty. Think about the type of people that would criticize something like this. It's ridiculous, man. So, yeah, I'm glad that they put this nonsense out there in a way. Like I said, I'm kind of mad, but at the same time, good. Because it did bring that extra awareness that this film needed. And now, look, I have a feeling that this thing is going to take off. This thing is going to make it well over $100 million in the box office. You know, sometime this week, it's going to crack $100 million in the box office. Like, let's check this out real quick. So if we were to go down the worldwide box office, all right? So Sound of Freedom right now is sitting at 21, okay? And again, no foreign numbers, okay? Nothing from the foreign markets. This is strictly domestic. Okay, it's over Cocaine Bear. I mean, it's beating Cocaine Bear. All right, it's not hard to beat Cocaine Bear, but it beat a lot of films that you've seen get some sort of, you know, advertising or marketing. You know, you've seen trailers for these things. You know, No Hard Feelings. This is that Jennifer Lawrence movie. It's beating that. Okay, The Pope's Exorcist. I remember this came out. The Boogeyman. I saw this movie. I saw that. 65. You know, Magic Mike's Last Dance. I mean, it's beaten a lot of films that have major names, got some big budgets. All right, this little $15 million film is doing phenomenal, and it's not done yet. I have a feeling this thing is going to easily crack probably somewhere. It's definitely going to get 100 million, and it might get over 150. Who knows? Maybe it cracks over 200 million. Wouldn't that be amazing? Especially if it gets the right markets in the worldwide box office. I'm thinking Central America, South America. Folks are definitely going to be into this film. They're definitely going to go and check this out because it involves them. It involves their kids. It involves the people from those areas. So they're definitely going to go check it out. So yeah, again, hats off to the folks over there at Angel Studios, the makers of Sound of Freedom, Jim Caviezel and all of those guys. I'm just happy to see this film doing as well as it's doing. And yeah, I wonder what, like, does it give the ranking for the domestic and Well, nah, it's still out of order. But I mean, it's probably, let me see. That's 5. That's 10. That's 15. So it's at 15th place. You know, domestically, it's 15th. You know, if you were to go through that. So 15th is not bad, you know? And it's definitely going to pass up Dungeons and Dragons, you know, sometime this week. It's going to probably pass up The Flash. Look, it's going to do better than The Flash domestically. Again, man, hats off to these guys. This is what we need. We need to see a film like this, independent film, shaking up Hollywood. I love to see it. Love to see this, okay? But you guys let me know what you think about this situation. Again, if you haven't seen Sound of Freedom, go check it out. It's an amazing film, and it has a very important message. And again, I'm not into messages except when it comes to stuff like this. I think that this is where you need all the messaging that you could get so that that the word gets out and that more attention gets brought to this very serious topic. But you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.